Welcome the students of class 8. Welcome to our e-learning class. And today in this e-learning class we are going to discuss the social science history. And today we are going to continue the chapter number 4, and the name of the chapter is Tribal Depots and the Vision of the Golden Age. Okay, so previous class we have already told you who are the tribal people and how did they suffer when the outsiders such as the depots came. And depots means the British officials, British East India Company officials, the money lenders and zamindars. Okay, how did they came and into the jungle and they captured their land, and this was affect their life. Now today we are going to discuss that how did these tribal groups lived. Okay, so most of the tribal groups they had four type of occupations at that time. Jhum or shifting cultivation, number 2 hunting gathering, number 3 animal herding, and number 4 settled cultivation. Okay, so today we are going to discuss the first two occupation, the jhum or shifting cultivation and hunting gathering. So let's start. That what is jhum cultivation? That jhum cultivation also called shifting cultivation, and it was done in a small patches of land present inside the jungle. Mostly in these areas, and these areas are situated in the Madhya Pradesh, today's Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand. Okay, these regions and some part of northeastern India. So at first, what is the process of jhum cultivation? You have to know that in jhum cultivation they cut the tree tops. Okay, so they cut the tree tops to allow sunlight to reach the soil, and then what happened? They cleared the land and lot of vegetation was there, small tiny plants were there in the ground. So then set fire on them, and when the tiny plants are totally burned, and they collect these ashes and spread all over the land. Okay, so land became vacant. So this land, so in this way they made this land fertile. Okay, because these ashes they spread, they were contains potash, and potash is a very important mineral, and that is very effective for cultivation, used as fertilizer. Okay, now what happened after that? Then they used to cut the trees and hoe the straight. Okay, so they cut the branches and the trees on the land, clear the land and hoe the land. Hoe means one type of agricultural instrument, you know that. Okay, this type of thing, and with this help of this, okay, they hoe the land. Okay, they hoe the land and the land become fertile, and the ashes mixed with the soil very well. And now they broadcast the seeds. What is broadcast? They spread the seed by hand. Okay, they in a normal cultivation or settled cultivation, you have seen that all the seeds, first the farmers plant the seeds in a small piece of land, and when from the seeds the small saplings comes out, then they plant those small saplings in a big agricultural field in equal distances. But in this case, this type of things were not practiced. They just spread the seeds by hand. This process of spreading seeds for cultivation is called broadcasting. Okay, it is also present in your book, you can see. Now, when the crop is ready, when the crop are grown, and they move to other field. Okay, they harvest the crops and move to other field and fallow the previous land after harvesting. Okay, fallow means the field left uncultivated for a few years. Okay, this is to the soil recover its fertility. It is called fallow. Remember carefully. Okay. So now this type of cultivation also today is also seen in the northeast and central India's hilly regions. Okay, and practiced at the time also. And the lives, and in this way they collect their important crops, cultivating inside the forest. And the lives of the tribal people also depend on the forest, because they also cultivated and collected the other fruits, and they also collected the branches, dried branches of the trees for their fuel. Okay, so now the next occupation, this occupation is hunting gathering. So this is completed. This is jhum or shifting cultivation. Okay, next one, it is the hunting gathering. What is hunting gathering? You know that in previous classes you have read in class 6 also that the earliest people, they were hunter gatherers. So the tribal people, they also live this type of primitive life, and they sought forest as an asset for their survival. And the Kones tribe in Odisha, they actually, this community living on collective hunting and gathering. They were totally depending on collective hunting. The men of the community, they went for hunting collectively, and the women, they collected some other herbs, fruits, nuts, okay, etc., and from the forest. So they cooked food with the oil extracted from sal and mahua. Okay, so from sal tree, they one type of oil extracted, and this oil they used for cooking their vegetables and other things. As well as they collected fruits and roots. Okay, a lot of wild fruits and roots. Some roots also have some demand in local market, as they have some medicinal value. So that's why they're selling this to the local market and earn a few money. Okay. As well as the weavers and the leather workers belong to the Gond tribe. They needed supplies of kusum and palas flowers. Kusum and palas flowers are the two flowers, you know, they are very vibrant color. So they use the extract of this flower to color the textiles. Okay, to color the leathers. Okay, and also the textiles also, and some did odd jobs. Some tribal people also did odd jobs for their livelihood, such as carrying loads in the towns and villages, building roads. They joined as construction labor and as a road labor, as well as they joined as an agricultural labor. So you have seen before the pandemic, there are a lot of people, they're traveling through train from very far villages. Lot of they belong to the tribal community, with and the group of these people migrated from one part of the state to another part for their agricultural work. Okay, so they mainly work as an agricultural laborer. Today also we can see they continue this tradition. That time also they worked as an agricultural laborer at the time of harvest. Okay, so these are the major occupations. And but another tribes, they are called Baigas. Baigas of central India, they lived in central India, Madhya Pradesh. So they were reluctant to do work for others. Okay, they also reluctant to work for others. Why? Because they thought that it was below the dignity of Baiga to become a laborer, to work for someone else. So they were when the forest produce was not sufficient and the forest supplies of the forest produce is shrank, so this type of tribal people, they found difficulty for their livelihood. Okay, so tribal groups often needed to buy and sell other things, okay, such as their everyday, the product they used in their everyday life. So what happened then? They laid their dependence on traders and money lenders. So then they in their community the money exchange of money was not present. Okay, they only use the thing to give and take policy. This is called barter system. Okay, give and take policy. Barter system was famous in their community. Money was not introduced, but when they need other commodities, they need money, so they lend money from the money lenders. Okay, called Mahajan in Hindi and Bengali. So from this Mahajan or money lenders, they lend money, and these money lenders, they understood these are illiterate, so they compound the interest of their loan, and they when the poor tribal people, they unable to repay the loan, they took their lands, they signing their contracts, they just took their thumb impression and took their and also made a contract, and when they not able to repay the loan, they took their lands. So in this way their life became full of misery when in the trap of money lenders. And also the tribal, adding to what earned, the interest charged by the loans usually very high. Okay, I am already told you. So in this way some traders also, they charge high amount on some daily simple commodities, on some simple commodities. So in this way they are extorted by the money lenders and the traders on these regions. Okay, and this was the reason of their misery. Next class we are going to discuss the another two occupations, animal herding and cell cultivation. So that's all from today's class. Thank you for watching.